See if I can get this to stand up. I did not know it would have to be like this. Hold on. Okay. Wow. Okay. I might have to unplug this. Oh shit. Okay. It's unplugged. Here we go. Welcome to PXLTV6. Today is a big day. If it seems like I'm a little bit, out of it, it's because today is Distro Day, y'all. What does Distro Day mean? Distro Day is Distribution Day. Distribution Day is the day where I submit my music to my distributor so that it can come out on the scheduled date on all the music stores like Spotify, Apple Music, etc., etc. I have a choice of when I upload to SoundCloud and Bandcamp. Sorry, if you hear the water draining, that's what that is. I have a choice of when I upload to SoundCloud and Bandcamp, but for the other stores, I have to upload by a certain date in order to get certain opportunities and certain looks. So for singles, it's like a minimum of 2 weeks now. It used to be 4 weeks, now it's 2 weeks. But I got my single in 3 weeks. Single 2 has been submitted. You have 3 weeks basically to get that in, 3 weeks ahead of time. And then the album, you want to submit 4 to 8 weeks ahead of time. I submitted mine 5 weeks. So yeah, so today is Distro Day. Like I said, I just submitted the album, the second single, and I'm taking my usual bath. That's the arena. I'm in the bath. I take a bath. I try to take a bath every day if I can. It's super relaxing. Even if it's just for a quick 15 or 10 to 15 minutes, sometimes I'll do a bath like earlier in the day and then one later in the day. It just depends on how I'm feeling. So yeah. So I figured I'd share this moment with you while showing the artwork and talking about temperament. That's what I'm here today to do. To share that it's Distro Day and that I've distributed or I sent off my album and second single for distribution. Woo! The second single is supposed to come out September 26th and the album is supposed to come out October 10th. So those are the dates we're working with. So I do have the artworks. Let me go ahead and get the artworks. Hello, viewer. You came just in time because I'm about to show the artwork. Now, the artworks were cropped, unfortunately. I couldn't get them to print right. So, but it still gives you the gist of what the artwork looks like. You can go to my Instagram after this is over, and I'm going to share both single 2 artwork and the album artwork. So don't worry about that. But here is single 2 artwork. Hey. Yeah. So this end that's cropped out, pretend like it's the full end, because that's what it's going to be. I could not get it to print right, y'all. So this is single 2, September 26th. The album artwork, most of it. Right. So you'll get the full thing when I post to Instagram when this is done. I'm going to share it across all my socials and everything, so don't worry about that. So that was the album art reveal. Once I get it approved, I can be much more excited about it. When I submit the album and I submit the single for distribution, they can still say yes or no to, hi, new viewers, hi. They can say yes or no to the artwork. So what happens is I submit the music, I submit the artwork and everything, and then they hit me back and say, that artwork is too grainy, make it more high fidelity. Or that artwork is too artificial looking, make sure you fix that. All this kind of shit. All these little nuts and bolts that make these streaming services as seamless as they are, we have to make sure that we meet their editorial standards. So that probably takes about maybe a couple of days of refinement, but it pretty much holds the release date. So like I said, for the new viewers, single 2 is coming September 26th, and the album is coming October 10th. The album is called Hey Gladys Ondina. Hi. The album is coming October 10th, like I said, and the second single is September 26th. The second single is called Fish. The first single was called Really. The second song is called Fish. It has a deep house kind of vibe. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna give y'all previews. Yeah, I am. I'm queer, so gay, queer. For those who for the heteros, they may be the same thing. Those in the know, there's a difference. But I identify as queer. in case that wasn't clear. So yeah. Like I said, once I get the approvals for the single and the album, I'll say, we got the distro. I'm probably going to be on Behind the Pixel 4 when I'm probably going to release Behind the Pixel 4, which is my behind the scenes upload series. I'm going to upload that once I get the approval. So there's that. No, I'm good. Thank you, Lucas. Lucas said, shut up. No, I'm good. So the next part I'm going to talk about is temperament. So when I talk about temperament, what I'm talking about is the mix of traits that shape how somebody naturally thinks, feels, and acts, including myself. It's about your pattern, your ambition, your creativity, your energy, and how someone presents themselves in public versus in private. I use the classic four temperaments: choleric, sanguine, melancholic, and phlegmatic. Choleric basically is feisty. It's a little bit more results-oriented. It's known for being angry. It can be stereotyped as angry, so that's your choleric temperament. Kind of like having cholera. Then you have sanguine. Sanguine are your bubbly people, your happy-go-lucky people, the people who tend towards, the positive perspective, optimism, super bubbly, super outgoing. That's your sanguine temperament. Your melancholic temperament are those who are focused on perfectionism. They're focused on making sure they do things the right way and making sure that they do things that are in alignment with their own ethics and their own morals. So they just want to do things right. So if you find a lot of depressed people can't figure out the right way to go about their lives that is appealing to them, that is satisfying to them. They just can't find it, or they don't have the fortitude within themselves because of whatever experiences or because of whatever they were given, predisposition wise. They're unable to find the resources within themselves to find the right orientation of their mental state, of their lifestyle, all that kind of shit. It's usually a combination. It's usually very complex. But that kind of ties into the melancholic temperament overall. But just because somebody has a melancholic temperament doesn't mean that they are depressed. It just means that they have a tendency towards perfectionism or wanting to be right? And then you have phlegmatic. Phlegmatic people are super helpful. They are focused on being accommodating and being helpful to you. It's a very calming presence. It's a very calming temperament. So, temperaments. Example, you have your choleric sanguine temperament. Your choleric sanguine temperament are people who combine that drive for results, that feistiness, with that desire to express oneself. That's what the sanguine temperament is about. It's about expressing oneself. It's about being bubbly, but it's basically about outward expression. So your people who are driven by results first, and then expressing themselves secondly, Rihanna, Doja Cat, Tyler, and Benson Boone. All these artists are ambition first, and charisma that supports that ambition. So they have that choleric, and they have that social expression to go with it. So that's your Rihanna, your Doja Cat, your Tyler, your Benson Boone. You have your sanguine cholerics. Your sanguine cholerics are your people who are charming first, socially expressive first, bubbly first, and then their ambition kind of supports their bubbliness or their kind of outgoingness. Britney Spears, Katy Perry, Tinashe, Charlie XCX, Justin Bieber. People who are known for putting out a positive, optimistic vibe, but also have that team around them that kind of orients them around getting them the results that we associate them with, the success that we associate them with. You have your melancholic, choleric temperaments. These are precision, perfectionism, getting things right first, and then getting the results second, or drive second. Beyonce. Beyonce is somebody who's known for being perfectionistic, and who's known for being behind the scenes, somebody who gets results, who's driven by getting results, who keeps a team around them, who has that ambition and has that drive and is willing to be feisty and even at times maybe a little bit aggressive, where she is more inclined to be reserved and perfectionistic. Beyonce. And then you have the choleric, melancholic temperament, which is me. I'm driven by my feistiness. People know me. I have a spicy temperament. I'm very outgoing when it comes to getting my result. I'm very outgoing when it comes to accomplishing things that I set out to accomplish. But then I also want to make sure that I'm doing right by people. I never want to accomplish things at the expense of other people if I can help it. I want to do it the right way. I want to do it in a way that feels right for me and feels right for everybody who's affected by my choices. So that's a choleric, melancholic temperament. It's drive first, that feistiness, that results orientation first, and then that perfectionism that comes in and makes sure that I'm getting those results the right way, or the perfect way, even though there is no real perfect, but the optimal way. you'll see people like me and Nctrnm in this category. We're both people. If you remember Nctrnm's like whole debut, it was involved with a lot of going back and forth with the public. You know, asserting herself, asserting, you know, what results she's trying to get and how she wants to go about doing that. What she thinks the right way to be treated is as she goes about getting her results and driving for her results, achieving her ambitions. I'm the same way. People know me for being feisty, but I'm also vulnerable. I'm also super emotive and super expressive to people who know me close. And I just want to make sure that I'm doing right by them and making sure I'm doing right by my audience and my viewers and making sure that I'm doing right by everybody who's invested in me thus far in my life. And that matters a lot to me. I have a sense of duty. I have a sense of being, you know, a role model in that way. And so I just seek to be a role model in a way that's still authentic to me and still respects what I think is right and the virtues that I seek to uphold. So I know that's like a random detour, but I just kind of wanted to express my temperament because it kind of informs the way I do my art. I wanted to talk about personality too, but I said I'm going to keep that for a separate live stream because I think temperament, which is the way, like I said, the way that you're oriented, it's your mood, it's your vibe, right? It's your vibe. That's the best way I describe temperament. My vibe can be very like out to the outside world, can be very like kind of hard sometimes. It can be a little bit spicy. That's how I describe me, as spicy and sweet. Because on the outside, I kind of have that hard shell, but then on the inside, I'm really a sweet person, and I'm really driven by making sure that I'm getting the right results for the right purposes and for the right reasons. And so I just feel like that's very important when we're going into this album where I'm talking about the person that I've become after the end of my relationship. I have talked about it before, but PXL, this album that's coming, is all about how I broke apart. It's literally a breakup album. It's how I broke apart after my last relationship and how I brought myself back together and built myself back together with the assistance of my parents, with the assistance of, you know, my friends and the rest of my family who have been extremely supportive and have had their ear to what I've experienced and let me really vent and let me really kind of be imperfect after the domestic violence incident that I self-defended myself against earlier this year. And like I said, with that, I'm going to court in September. This is September. Why did I say that? Wow. I'm going to court in September 27th, and my lawyer or my public defender expects that my charges will be dismissed, and I expect it too. I was told to have a no contact order with my ex, and I did. The breakup with that ex is the foundation of this album. What you're hearing is the imperfect. It's the uncomfortable. You know, this album covers the gamut. It covers emotions that you don't want to share with other people. Usually I'm somebody who produces from a place of strength when I feel like I have things under control. I couldn't wait to have things under control to make this album. I had to just make it. I had to make it from the heart. I had to focus on the heart part first and then the logistics later. I can admit this, I've never really done that before. I'm super entrepreneurial. I can be super in my head about things, but this album was heart first because when I was making these records, it was coming from a place of, I don't know how to get out of this situation with my ex. I don't know the best way to not hurt him. I don't know the best way to not hurt me. I just know that we don't belong together, you know? And that was a slow realization over the past 3 years that came to a head in March with the domestic violence incident, with the breakup. All that happened in the same month. And that's when this album was finished being produced. So all of the decomposition of my identity as it pertains to the relationship, how I healed from the trauma, what being traumatized felt like and sounded like to me musically, all that is in this album. This is a cathartic album. I really have to get these things out in order to be able to move forward. Y'all may know that my next album is going to be my debut vocal album. I already have the title. I already have the concept together. That should be coming in 2027. But for October of this year and on until the end of spring of next year, we're focused on the PXL era. That's where we're in. And like I said with the artwork, okay, I'm going to put the full artwork, okay? But that's a good portion. It got cropped right here, but don't worry. Go to my Instagram, instagram.com/Nctrnm. After this is done, and I will upload that, and it will be in high definition, and you can see all of the beauty of that and the second single cover, okay? So, let's see what we have in the comments. You know, what do we have? Who has left a comment? What do we have? I saw some hateration. Let's see. What do we see? Hi, Maria Christina. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you, Lucas Matthias, for stopping by. Thank you, YUAWIPRADO for stopping by. Thank you, General Odin and the Sewage Dwellers for stopping by. And thank you for defending me. Like, yeah, like, where do these haters come from? Anyway. Oh, Lucas Matthias, you were just joking. Damn, okay, I'm gonna have to get adjusted to that. I thought you were serious. Okay, that's funny. That's funny. Stop by next time too. I love this. I love this energy. Kinley.m, exclamation point. Thank you. There's so many viewers here. Oh, okay. Lucas said bye. Bye, Lucas. Thank you for stopping by. Aw. You know, well, I know you guys. Okay. Oh, General Odin and the Sewage Dweller said you'd be fun to have a drink with. Yes, I would be. And in the zine that I'm releasing around the same time as the album comes out, attached to the album called Portals, I'm going to have a drinking recipe, a cocktail recipe at the end of every issue. The zine is going to have 5 issues: tone, timbre, rhythm, warmth, and lift. And I'm going to be exploring these concepts as they relate to my life and as they reveal themselves in my life. You know, how the ways that tone represents itself in my life. You know, the tone that I choose to live my life by, the tone that I speak with, the tone that I set when I go out. You know, the timbre, meaning the texture of interacting with me, what it feels like to interact with me texturally. You know, rhythm, you know, the different kind of tempos and routines that we find ourselves in our lives. Warmth, you know, which is an issue that's focused on reconsidering empathy in ways of being empathic, in ways of being empathetic, in ways that empathy shows itself in our lives, in the ways that we're given opportunities to be empathetic in our daily lives. And then lift, which is an issue that's focused on uplifting and triumph and motivation. So each of these 5 issues of the upcoming zine, called Portals, attached to the PXL album, okay, is going to be focused on each of these concepts. So I'm so excited to explore these concepts. I'm so excited to really dive into the different deliverables that I have attached to this album. Just to go over it. We have an album. We have the singles. We have the film going along with the album. We have being released around Halloween, if not on Halloween. Okay. We have the zine. And we have the tour next year. And merch, limited merch coming into this year, and then a full line coming next year with the tour. Okay? This is my first time dropping all the deliverables at once. I think I got them all. I might have left one out, y'all. Like, okay, like, shoot me. Dumb. Okay, but I might have left one out. There's 7 different pieces of this era that I'm going to be revealing from now till summer. So we have a whole year of content to work with here. I'm testing a lot of different things here that I'm going to expand upon on my vocal debut album, which will be coming in 2027 with the debut single, my debut vocal single, planning to come out in 2026. I plan to record my debut vocal album once the tour for PXL wraps up at the end of spring next year. The tour starts spring of next year, just so you know. PXL tour, okay? I know that was a lot. And I don't think, and let's see, what else do I have to go over? Because I think that's it, so I can just focus on that. I said my hellos. Let's see if there's any new comments. No, we're good. Okay. Thank you to everybody who stopped by. Everybody whose username I see right here, you're going to get a shout out. So I'm going to make sure to screenshot everybody's usernames before I leave here so I can at y'all. Okay. Now, recap album and single covers. This is my outline, y'all. What am I looking at? I'm looking at my wet outline. My wet as fuck outline because I'm in the bath, like I said, because I'm trying to relax. It's been a busy day. It's my outline. I might upload this shit too if y'all are curious what I was looking at as I started rambling. Anyway, recap album. I told y'all what the album is about. I told you where it comes from. Okay, the album cover. This is most of it. Like I said, I tried to print it like 6 different times, and I even ran out of my parents' printer paper of the photo type, so I had to use the regular plain paper. Okay, but check my Instagram when this is done, and all that shit is gonna be fixed. Okay, and this is the single 2 cut. This is coming out October 10th. Okay, I'm gonna explain this more in the Behind the Pixel 4. All right, and this is the single 2 artwork. This is my parents' pool. Yes, I got a picture of the pool, did some digital effects on it just to make it a little bit more crisp, give it a little bit more timbre, more texture. This is coming September 26th. This is giving a deep house vibe. This is giving experimental electronic with ambient, IDM, minimal techno, and glitch flourishes. That's what the album is giving. Yes. Yes, so there's so much coming. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Can you tell? Like I have been procrastinating getting this uploaded. I've been procrastinating getting this album era together, getting the singles together, because I've been like, where are the resources? Where is the money? Y'all may know, I'm on academic probation this semester. I'm only limited to 2 classes, which gives me more time to make content, but gives me less money, less budget to work with. So the marketing budget for this album is less than it was for Nova, you know? But I invested up front in the music. The album was finished being mastered in March. So I invested in the music up front. And I said, the marketing will be no more than the actual budget that I spent on the music. Because there's no way I need to be spending more on music. I'm sorry, there's no way I need to be spending more on marketing than I need to be on the music. The music is the focus. Everything else falls into place when the music hits. Everything else is just extra unless the music hits. So I invested in the music this time. Shout out to my sound engineer, Dan Leaning. We have some big things on the horizon. One thing that I have planned is getting my old albums mastered and getting a lot of the content that I released before 2023 officially mixed and mastered. You know, fully mastered. Not just unmastered versions, not just demo versions, the full studio quality versions. I'm going to work with Dan Leaning at Mixed by DL on Instagram and social media, and we're going to get this together over the next couple years. We have a whole 3 years ahead of us, y'all. I just want to let y'all know. I have Pixel this year. We have the tour next year. Okay. We have the zine, which is going from this year to next year. We have the limited edition merch at the end of the year around Black Friday and Cyber Monday, and then we have the full merch debut with the tour next spring. Okay. We have the film coming around Halloween time. Okay. I'm trying to get it out on Halloween. I'm trying to have us a little Halloween film release. Okay, that sounds real fun to me. And I'm not doing it alone. I have my sound engineer, I have my collaborators. Shout out to Zoll, shout out to Auxcab. Zoll is Xeoul, amazing artist. Shout out to Auxcab, Auxcab, amazing band, amazing instrumentalist, amazing guys. They put on amazing shows on the East Coast. They've even invited me to come perform with them in Buffalo, and I will take them up on that offer as soon as I get my shit together over here on the West Coast, okay? So that's all. I know, I've spoken so much. I put my outline to the side. Sorry, I get lost. Recap the album and the single covers. I did. Reaffirm how your temperament informs my creative approach. I have a choleric, melancholic temperament, y'all. So I can be angry boy, but I can also be sad boy. I'm angry boy and sad boy in one. What does that mean? That means I'm angry in the way that I drive for my results. Angry is just a stereotype, sad is just a stereotype. I'm choleric, melancholic, meaning that I have the drive for results. I'm feisty. I like to get my results. I like to achieve what I set out to accomplish. But I also make sure I do people right. I don't treat people poorly. I'm not okay with sidestepping ethics to get my result. No, if I have to do it unethically, I'm not doing it. Period. And I'm offended that you would even ask me to do something. How dare you? Exactly. Because I'm choleric, melancholic. I'm going to get my results. I'm going to drive for my results. My music, my art, I'm going to make sure that gets out in the way that I want it to get out. But I'm going to make sure that I spend that extra time to make sure that I get the quality just right. Because I know that y'all rely on me for that. I know that y'all fuck with me because of my quality. And that's because of how much I focus on it and how much I prioritize it. So that's how my temperament, my feisty and corrective temperament work together to make me the artist that I am. Okay? Close with teasers for upcoming releases or content. Second single, Deep House, warm, uplifting, really is a little bit melancholic. It's a little bit melancholic, it's a little bit reflective, it's a little bit slow, it's a little bit in the summer, dog days, right? Okay. Fish is Fish is the shit. Fish has the perfect kind of welcome back to school. Nobody wants to go to sleep. We don't want a ballad. We don't want to, reflect. We'll wait for November for that. Right now, it's the fall time, and y'all still want to dance, and I still want to dance, and I still want to groove. And I still want to groove on my own. I still want to dance on my own. And I want to find somebody to dance with. I already found somebody to dance with, low-key. You know, I already have my bae going into fall, low-key. So, that's what's coming up. We have the Deep House single called Fish coming in September 26th. 2 weeks after that, we have PXL. I'm doing a live stream release date. I'm doing a live stream release. Why did I say that? I'm sorry, my brain is going, okay. I'm doing a premiere live stream. Hi, Twilight Heart Sign. I'm going to be doing a live stream on YouTube and on Bandcamp. Bandcamp doesn't let me do the visual. It only lets me do text chat for the live stream party, for the release party. So I'm going to be doing a YouTube live stream on the release date of the single and the album. So September 26th and then October 10th. Wow. Y'all are going to have to tune in for the parts. Can I name a dinosaur for an edit? I'm hungry and thirsty Saurus. Because I am, y'all. I'm so dehydrated and hungry, and I can't think of anything else. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry my brain is not working. I'm hungry and thirsty Saurus. Yeah. I'm so sorry. Anyway. They said, oop, okay. Yeah, I know, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm really gonna end the live stream here because I feel like I'm gonna start rambling and I feel like I got everything out. Don't worry, this live stream is going right up. Let me get these comments. Let me get these usernames because I want to shout y'all out. Oh God, I don't want my hand. I get all insecure and my hand gets all close and shit. Hold on. See, that's that melancholic. I don't want y'all to see me as like a weird monster who's like all crouched over his iPad screen. Oh shit. I almost closed the screen. I hit Siri. Oh fuck. Okay. Okay. I think I got everybody. Oh, okay. Anyway, thank you everybody for stopping by. I want to say thank you Twilight Heart Sign. Thank you Lucas Mathias. Thank you Kinley.m exclamation point. Thank you General Odin and the Sewage Dwellers. Thank you YUAWI Prado. He said, bro, shut up. Nah, I do mean. Gladys Ondina, hey, how you doing? And Maria Christina, hi. And Lucas Mathias, are you gay? I'm queer. Everybody have a great evening, and I will be editing this, and check out my Instagram for the full scale artworks. I'm so sorry that my parents' printer did me wrong like that. It's not my fault, the printer did. I'm just kidding, no, I'm just kidding. I could have figured out how to put it on a PDF and just printed it if I'd taken more time, but sometimes I procrastinate. Anyway, I'll talk to y'all later. I hope y'all enjoyed this. It's been a pleasure. PXL, October 10th. Fish, September 26th. Stay tuned.